Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and it is time for another no item run. Of course, two guesses as to who the MVP is, yet again. Every single stage that this man Tech Ultimate Gohan is on, the no item run is really not that bad, because he just sits here and he's invincible. And he does so much damage. And when he transforms in Ultimate Gohan, he can stun. And he just... I could go on and on and on about how god level this Tech Ultimate Gohan is. I mean, literally just watch, right? So this is like as much damage as he could take, basically, right there. That's instantly... He gets supered twice, right? That's complete disadvantage for him, and that's the most damage he takes in these stages. These stages are brutal, dude, with the amount of damage these guys do. That's it. As he super attacks, he's greatly stacking, so any, subsequent super attacks he takes throughout the remainder of this fight, he's gonna completely eat it up like nothing. So, this is Revived Warrior, Extreme Super Battle Road here. Very, very difficult stage. It's like, the issue I've found, really, is this Int Gohan in this first fight. Like, many of the units that, like, I really want to use here are all Tech, right? LR Tech Broly, Demon King Piccolo, Tech Cell, Oob, Transforming Frieza, Tech Golden Frieza, Ultimate Gohan. You just go down the line, and it's like, literally, like even like Tech Android 16, so many of the good Revived Warrior units are all Tech. I didn't realize it until I was sort of like doing, playing around with attempts. And dude, this Gohan in this first fight is brutal. He just, because like no matter how I build this team, I end up using a majority Tech units, right? It's just the way it is. Like the Tech Super Saiyan, like I definitely have been very, like in doing no item attempts, for some of these Super Battle stages, I have fallen in, like, this Tech Majin Vegeta unit and then the Super Saiyan 3 Goku really are quite impressive, right? Like, when you have them with their orbs, they're tanking here even in Extreme Super Battle Road. Very, very impressive, right? Now, the thing about the Revived Warrior team is that we have all of these ridiculous units who are good defensively, good doing all these things, but key is an issue, right? So this is why I brought Mr. Boo, the Tech Mr. Boo, who honestly, like, really brings the team together. Because of his presence, double Rainbow Orb changing, and then Majub, who, I mean, like, we take so much damage that we're transforming into Majub, like, literally every fight. So then Majub is creating Rainbow Orbs, Mr. Boo is creating double Rainbow Orbs, so we just have tons of key all over for all of these units who are so key hungry, right? We have Int Cell on the team. We have two of the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta / Majin Vegeta who needs, as Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, he needs 3 orbs. As Majin Vegeta, he needs 6. And, Majin Vegeta, like, if you get Majin Vegeta out in these stages, he is very impressive. His stun chance is good. Of course, if you get the 6 orbs, he has that guard ability, which, again, with Mr. Boo and Majub sort of, like, hanging around here, it's not unrealistic that you're able to get the orbs you need for that Vegeta basically every single time. So, he does work really well here. As far as the leader, right, we could go with either the Tech Vegeta or Int Angel Golden Frieza. Initially, I thought that using a double Angel Golden Frieza build with, like just like a full villain build and then maybe like toss like Ultimate Gohan on there, I thought that was probably going to be the way to go. But Angel Golden Frieza, I mean, he just gets beyond cream pied in here. He just instantly gets sit down, and it's like, okay, I don't like, I never, with using Angel Golden Frieza, I never made it out of the first fight. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna adjust. I was again tempted not to use Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta because I've already got enough damn Tech units on the team. Eventually, I settled on replacing Tech Golden Frieza with the AGL Golden Frieza. Literally, the only reason I do this, I go with AGL Golden Frieza over Tech Golden Frieza, is there's that extra 10% HP grace period you get with the AGL Golden Frieza, right? So AGL and Tech Golden Friezas both have incredible damage reduction. For the Tech Golden Frieza, he loses most of it when you fall below 50% HP. Like, just enough that you're gonna get, like, killed, probably. Whereas the AGL Golden Frieza loses his damage reduction under 40%. Plus, my AGL Golden Frieza is already full dodge. My AGL Golden Frieza has 15 dodge. So I'm thinking, like, we'll do that. Then maybe, in the final fight against that ridiculously tough Tech Super Saiyan 3 Goku, maybe a dodge or two will end up saving me with that AGL Golden Frieza if his passive wears out. Who knows, right? Like, I felt a bit more comfortable with AGL Golden Frieza on the team. Again, the fact that he's AGL instead of Tech, I don't really think is the biggest deal, because as you guys will notice, I tend to not really care about super attacking with AGL Golden Frieza. I mean, he could do decent damage, and he can get above 1,000,000. He can stack his attack and stuff like that, but, like, Majub is lowering attack, Mr. Buu is lowering attack, Cell after he transforms on his 18 key lowers attack. There's many characters who it's much more important that they super attack, right? And the reason we're able to get the no item run done is, especially when we get down to one enemy and then Majub is greatly lowering attack. Again, Mr. Buu is lowering attack. Mr. Buu also heals a lot of HP per Rainbow Orb, by the way. And then he gets a decent enough attack and defense to where, I mean, attack, he's not really doing damage, but defensively, it's just enough to where, like, he's not a liability, right? Because he's healing so much, and he's creating so many orbs that, like, Ultimate Gohan could do his thing. Again, Majub could do his thing. Super Saiyan 2 Vegetas can do their thing. Now, I think in this run right here, we don't actually get a transformation into Majin Vegeta, which is actually pretty rare, right? When I was doing runs in this took me, I don't know, with this team build, it maybe only took me like 10 attempts or so. Actually, with AGL Golden, yeah, it maybe even less. Once I put AGL Golden Frieza on there, maybe like 3, 4, 5 to 10 attempts, somewhere in that range, right? All right, so yeah, we actually managed to get Cell's active skill several times. Just the way this run happened to go, we get Cell's active skill multiple times, but no Majin Vegeta. And many of the attempts I was doing, like, Majin Vegeta carried. Like, once he comes out, he gets that guard ability, and then he stuns, and it's like, boom, GG. At that point, you have, like, that fight, like, locked down under control, right? And, of course, in order to transform into Majin Vegeta, you have to have one enemy left with 80% HP or more. Just the way it ends up turning out, we're not able to get Majin Vegeta in any of the 3 fights, right? Because the second fight is where we are going to get the Dokkan attack, so that's why we're not able to get Majin Vegeta there. Then in the third fight, I believe it's because I'm just sort of, like, maneuvering different super attacks around to keep the enemy's attack lowered. And in doing that, I just did too much damage to Super Saiyan 3 Goku, so we don't get Majin Vegeta actually to transform, which, is unfortunate, but, 2 guesses as to who carries us through. Ultimate Gohan, of course, just the king, the God King, right? Now, the Revived Warrior roster has gotten so strong that I imagine there's actually many different ways to do this. Of course, I just use the ultimate crutch in Ultimate Gohan and just sort of rely on him. I have Cell on the team, obviously, with his healing. Majub, this rotation was able to carry me through Super Tech, which, like, honestly, I would say Super Tech was harder than this. Yeah, Super Tech and Super AGL, I think, are definitely harder than even a majority of the extreme category stages. I just think because the rosters for these categories are just superior to, like, just stuck with, like, Super Tech or Super AGL. Because I think the main issue with Super Tech and Super AGL is, like, leader skills and stuff like that, right? Like, it's difficult to create, like, a full category team that, like, is with units that are good to try and go for a no-item run for Super AGL and Super Tech. Now, obviously, with Ultimate Gohan, I was able to, get the Savior/Hybrid Saiyan team in there, which was able to get it done, right? But, you guys get what I'm saying. Okay, so what else do we have to talk about? We talked about Mr. Buu, we talked about AGL Golden Frieza. Remember, Cell gets extra defense as he gets up to 4 orbs, so it is fairly important to try and get as many orbs for Cell as possible. Now, notice we don't have another Cell on the team. I played around a little bit with Tech Cell. Tech Cell is very, very good, but I never got him fully link leveled, and it's like, there's so many stages, so many characters I'm link leveling right now, that it's just like, I was like, I think I could do this without getting Tech Cell. Because Tech Cell is one of the characters you'd want, like, full level 10 across the board, basically, right? Like, because he's got Ultimate Life Form, Big Bad Bosses, like, all these links. Yeah, Yeah, my device dies, by the way, during this run. So, like, there is a cut coming up in a little bit because, you know, you just be recording these and then all of a sudden, oh, no, my battery power is at 5%. Oh, shit, right? Like, not really too much I could do there. And, of course, this happens during the winning run, too, right? So, yeah, Tech Cell, like, I'm looking at him right now. His Big Bad Boss is only level 6, right? So, like, you know, I tried to do it without him. Again, another tech unit on the team is brutal. There was also Int Cell, the Int Perfect Cell. All of the cells were massively upgraded by the Link level update, right? They're all better, you know, because they link up so much better. So, like, I could have done that, honestly, the double Int Cell maybe as a rotation, but, oh, man, it's just, it would be tricky. And the final fight does have a physical type enemy, but it's a tech and a physical type enemy. Like, it's like if you can get that physical Paikuhan out quickly, like a double int rotation, obviously you probably would get the win like sealed as soon as Paikuhan is done, but it's still just tough. All right, so here, right, again, you know, we get lucky. The enemies for some reason have such a giant hard on for supering Ultimate Gohan in this run, this particular like try, which is great, obviously. You know, if you're gonna aim super attacks at anyone, he could take it. Him or AGL Golden Frieza will take almost no damage, right? We get a double super attack right here. Again, my Ultimate Gohan, I believe, has 20 additional. Let me double check. He has 20 additional, yep. So it's fairly common that he is able to bust out big time like double super attacks. And then, of course, Ultimate Gohan is greatly stacking both attack and defense. So as he's doing these multiple super attacks, it just gets to the point where it's ludicrous. Like, he just doesn't take damage, and he's just absolutely insane, right? Okay, so here is where we make our cut, because I checked my phone, and I was like, oh, we're at 1%. Okay, well, let me charge. So there we go. All right, so now, like, I charged. I don't know, a good 20 minutes or so went by, and then we come back in. Again, AGL Golden Frieza, not important whatsoever that he super attacks. I mean, he can do okay damage, but, like, it's just so much more important, right? Like, looking at this, right? Majin Vegeta raises his defense on super attack, and he also gets defense from 3 orbs. So it's like, it's so important for that Vegeta unit to get super attacks, right? Like, Cell can do good damage, but I don't care about the damage Cell is going to do right here, because we're going to get a Dokkan attack next turn anyway. I just have to ensure that Majin Vegeta can get his super attack off so that he gets his extra defense, right? So that Trunks and Goten are not able to do too much damage. Goten's not really a threat because Vegeta has type advantage, but Trunks can be a real issue. Notice, typically, like in this run too, I am sort of like aiming my attack lowering at the enemies that I'm not trying to kill right away. Like in the first fight, I was continually having like Mr. Buu and Majub repeatedly attack Gohan, despite the fact that they had type disadvantage, to keep Gohan in check, because he would do such rampant damage against all of our tech units. I had to keep his attack in check, or else we would be killed. And that does cause us to go through much slower, right? Which is why, you know, sometimes some of these fights, you know, you get to like turn 8. That is one thing I do like about the extreme category Super Battle Road stages, is that, like, these are long ass fights. So like all these fusions and transformations and shit like that, where it's like, yeah, great, you transform in turn 5, who cares? You never get to see it. It's like, well, in these extreme category stages, you actually get to see that stuff. So, like, you know, I'm definitely eager to try fusion no-item runs. I mean, I say that, but at the same time, I'm not, because it's going to be super annoying. But, like, Blue Gogeta, the physical Gogeta fusions, like, that shit's going to be happening, like, non-stop. So, you know, the active skill for the STR Blue Gogeta is something we're going to be seeing a lot. Fusion is definitely possible, but, like, I feel like they're, like, 1 unit away from just not being, like, a ridiculously annoying run, right? Like, Super AGL right now is what I would consider ridiculously annoying. Super Tech Extreme Super Battle Road was definitely ridiculously annoying. So it was like the Goku family stage. You know, the Goku family category is so strong, but it doesn't change the fact that that stage was brutal and ridiculous, right? Alright, so we get the Dokkan attack with Ultimate Gohan, the King, the Godfather. Of course, I mean, he just puts it down. I'm able to aim it on Goten, so of course we're going to get, like, nearly a full heal. His attack set is only 2.3 million right there, which isn't really the greatest, honestly. I mean, we're not really linking for a lot of attack, I don't think, with Majub, but the one good thing that Majub and Gohan have is Cold Judgment, right? Like, my Ultimate Gohan has full level 10 links, so he's getting an extra 25% defense just from Cold Judgment from Majub, right? Remember that Majub, when doing his 18-key super attack, by the way, Majub does greatly lower attack. So that is huge. I try as much as I can to get 18-key super attacks with Majub to continually be greatly lowering attack. And then Mr. Boo lowers attack as well. So now we get to here, and it's like, okay, we don't really have too much to worry about now, because now we're going to be in a pattern where, like, this Trunks is either going to be stunned by Ultimate Gohan, or his attack is just going to continually be so low that it's not really something we have to worry about too much. So that is good. And then right there, of course, I forego the super attack with Cell, again, to make sure Majin Vegeta can get his super attack. Because, you know, with him with his super attack, he's going to be raising his defense. So on the off chance that Trunks decides to snipe a super attack at us at the end, Vegeta will be able to cut a lot of that damage out. And then, of course, you know, Vegeta does hit very hard, right? Like, these attack, like, that's him basically just with Fierce Battle, right? Like, at a 2.6 million attack stat, like, very good. Very well done by that Vegeta, right? All right, turn 5, so we get the 25-second long active skill transformation here. Now, you know, there definitely is some value in potentially waiting to transform with Ultimate Gohan, right? Because he continually is greatly stacking. But Ultimate Gohan has that stun chance, which is just so important, right? And then his attack and defense do get a lot higher. He gets 3 ki at the start of turn. He still has his guard. And then he no longer needs to get hit every single turn. He only has to get hit once in the fight, right? In order to actually have that full power. So, you know, Gohan is able to handle things very, very well. One big time unit I did try and toy around with a bit in here was the LR Super Saiyan 2 Angel Vegeta. But it's like, I was like toying around with Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I mean, you definitely could do that, right? And then, like, if you ever get that active skill on that LR Vegeta, it's just like, it's curtains for whatever's in front of you, because his defense at that point is, you know, 250k to like 500k range. There's a stun with Ultimate Gohan, beautiful. And then, of course, Vegeta is doing, like, you know, even in Super Battle Road, he's doing like a 7, 8, 9 million attack. Like, that LR Vegeta is crazy. But I felt like this build was working, and I was getting very close, right? With this team build, I never died in this Trunks and Goten fight. If I made it past that Int Gohan, I always made it to the final fight. And I've talked about in a lot of these no-item runs in the extreme category stages of Super Battle Road that it's like the first 2 fights, like, are almost irrelevant in, like, all these runs. It's just the last fight is the only one that, like, you know, you could toy around in the first 2 fights all day long, but the last one is the only one where, you know, things get real, right? So I kept coming in here. This is just murder, like a murder den right here. Like, the type coverage that this Goku and Paikuhan have, first off, is brutal, right? It's like, we have to get Paikuhan taken down as quickly as possible. Then at that point, we can rely on Cell. But, like, just look at the amount of attacks. Like, the only reason we're able to get the no-item run here, I could tell you right now, is because Boo is only getting attacked once at the end right there. And then I'm pretty sure Paikuhan tries to super AGL Golden Frieza, which, of course, you know, means that we don't even really have to worry about that. There are still so many units, too. Like, LR Tech Broly definitely is something that could really get the job done for a no-item run. Absolutely, LR Tech Broly. Like, there's some sort of way I could have made it work with him, definitely. And, again, these fights go so long, right? You know, you're going to get to turn 4, and then Tech Broly, like, you're going to be able to see him at, like, full power in these stages, right? Where you could potentially get, like, the active skill for LR Tech Broly, and then he could triple super attack on that turn. You know, like 5 million attack stats or something like that. Like, it could just be ludicrous how much damage he could dish out, right? Which could, you know, could definitely seal a win for you. Of course, there's Transforming Frieza, who's good. Buff Boo is good, right? Let's see, who else do we have here? I mean, Physical Fat Boo is probably good enough, honestly. Again, I'd say Tech Android 16. Darkness Toa, another potential unit, right? So, like, you know, we have Int Cell, we have Majub, these units, these characters that are healing us, and then we could rock, like, Darkness Toa as well. The only thing is Darkness Toa really can be exposed. You know, like, if she's not getting her healing, there's almost no point to using her. Okay, so, again, the no-item run, right? The way this broke down was like beautiful. We could put Majub in slot 1, greatly lower Goku's attack, right? And then like boom. So this is a huge monster debuff. So now like Goku is a far less of a threat to where Majub was taking double digits, right? Like if Goku had chosen to do 7 attacks before Majub right there, this is a completely different run. This is what I'm talking about, where these first 2 fights in these extreme category stages, like they just don't really matter, because you get to the last fight and you need like the perfect RNG in the last fight, or else you just get blown out of here in like all these fights. Like they're all so brutal. So like, because these enemies just have so much health and they attack so many times, it's if you get caught with one stray super attack on any of these units that couldn't take it, and you're dead, right? Like, and here we go, another turn where we have just unbelievable luck with the enemy attack placement, right? Like, Cell is completely fine against that Goku, whose attack is greatly lowered, by the way. Same thing with Vegeta. Vegeta, you know, he could take damage from a super attack, sure, but the Goku still has his attack greatly lowered. So now it's just like, you know, putting as much damage on Paikuhan as possible. And then the time, the longer these fights go on, the easier they get, right? Because, you know, we got Ultimate Gohan. As soon as he transforms, you know, Big Daddy comes out, and then, you know, he gets stunned, and then, you know, he's stacking up until he is able to transform, so he just gets stronger and stronger and stronger, right? The longer this goes on, the closer we get to potentially transforming in Cell. You know, potentially we could use his active skill. You know, Majin Vegeta is potentially able to come out as well. Like, there's just so many factors involved. For like, you know, it's just if you're, okay, so we do eat a super attack on Vegeta right there. Ooh, man, that's scary. That's close. Yeah, okay, so right here, I was thinking like, oh, wow, that sucks. We were close, but the no item run is not going to happen. But Gohan actually has a lot of defense, so we're actually able to get a nice little heal right there. Majub gets so much extra ki from Rainbow Orbs, so we're able to easily get an 18 ki super attack right there. And then Mr. Boo is able to get a decent amount of Rainbow Orbs as well. So now we're going to be able to heal up with him and get above 300k, right? And I strategically made sure to aim the super attacks for Majub and Mr. Boo to make sure to try and keep us from taking as little damage as possible, right? Majub greatly lowering Paikuhan, I think, was, you know, because Majub is not the greatest defensively. I still also have not gotten his Cold Judgment to level 10. Honestly, like, for this and the super attack run, I should have made sure that Majub's Cold Judgment was at level 10, but it's not. I think it's level 7 or level 8. Let me double check that. I'm just curious. My Majub, yeah, he's at level 7 Cold Judgment. Getting him to level 10 is an extra 1.5% defense, but like, literally, like, any little bit helps. Okay, so that's funny. Okay, so we super attack Paikuhan, who survives. Look at that. Like, I swore we were dead. Like it's over. He survives with a sliver of health, and then that happens. But because I was, potentially we only win because of that double super attack. I think the greatly lowering attack from Majub before was still on Goku. But potentially that double super attack is why we got the no item run. Again, the final fights just get so brutal. But because we ate that super attack, we managed to survive with a sliver of health. Cell transforms. Gives us the full heal. Now Paikuhan is on death's door, and Goku is still at nearly full health. So, of course, we're going to be able to get the active skill. But the one thing that does happen here is, again, the way this sort of plays out, we're going to end up doing a lot of damage to Super Saiyan 3 Goku, so we're not actually going to get a Majin Vegeta transformation. I mean, as it turns out, we don't need it, right? Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta is strong enough, especially as we continue to keep the enemy's attack lowered and stuff like that. By the way, I believe AGL Golden Frieza does not have his passive active on this turn, right? The way that works, like, the turn starts, Cell and Frieza are both below that threshold, right? Cell transforms, but Frieza still doesn't have his passive active even though we're at full health. So that's why, like, I kind of treat Frieza as though he's not the defensive ace right here, because he's not. I need to keep, because Goku is doing like 120k per normal to this AGL Golden Frieza, right? So I just can't put him in harm's way against that AGL Golden Frieza. I was hesitant to push him off rotation, but I had to do it. I also was really pissed because I realized I did not get the 18 key super attack with Cell, which sucks because Cell with his 18 key super attack lowers attack, but his 12 key is just lowering defense, which is pointless. So that sucks, right? Because, you know, lowering attack is very important. Yeah, look at that, 111k right there. So you got to be very smart with understanding how the game mechanics work and stuff like that, right? Like, you know, if I just, oh, we're full health, AGL Golden Frieza has his passive. Nope, doesn't work that way, right? Like, the turn starts, and Frieza doesn't have his passive, then Cell transforms. So, that was definitely a critical moment right there. Looking more at the units that were available, actually, the AGL Super Saiyan 2 Goku would be another potentially very good option. The only thing is, oh, would it be dangerous in this final fight? And I've gone on and on and on about how this final fight is the only one that really matters. So, like, bringing an AGL unit besides that Golden Frieza would be very tough to do. But that Goku does heal like crazy, and bringing that Goku also potentially could be an avenue to using the LR Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta as well, right? As powerful as he is. I've talked about a majority of the units that could work. Actually, Tecmajin Vegeta potentially is another unit who could work very well in some of these no-item runs because he's an AoE unit who could stun. AoE stun, right? So, like, I don't know, Vegeta family, one of these stages, you know, you get an AoE stun with him, like, turn 1 or turn 2, and that could get you a long way towards potentially getting the no-item run. Oh, also Skinny Boo. Yeah, I didn't even really consider Skinny Boo. I don't know, I just wasn't thinking of him. But Skinny Boo, of course, is going to be great for all these because he's got a stun chance, he's got a dodge chance. You actually can have Skinny Boo's passive wear off, though. That's the only thing. Because, right, Skinny Boo's passive only lasts for the first 7 turns. And a lot of times these fights can go past 7 turns. But 7, you know, I would think that you would probably have the fight completely in control by the time you reach, like, turn 8 or something like that, to where Skinny Boo doesn't have his passive anymore. So I still feel as though Skinny Boo would definitely work. Almost 2 million damage by Cell right there, by the way. From his active skill, even without a crit. Like, Cell has, like, the rarest active skill, so I am very pleased that in this run we were able to actually see that, right? That's very good. We're able to get full key, 18 key super for him, plenty of key for Majin Vegeta. Goku is stunned, so GG. Like, you know, we pretty much got the no-item run down at this point. Definitely a tough stage, but the Revived Warrior roster is very good. And then, of course, any roster with that monster known as Tech Ultimate Gohan is pretty crazy. By the way, Exchange Boo I haven't really talked about too much, but again, these fights do go past turn 6. So you could get Tech Super Boo out. And, you know, I've said many times, Exchange Boo, I'm not the biggest fan of his first 2 forms, but that Super Boo is beyond belief, right? He's going to be sealing, he's got the crazy damage reduction, he's raising his defense on super attack. You know, he has all that crit chance from Rainbow Orbs. Like, that Super Boo is a monster. So it's kind of like you just survive with 2 turns of Skinny Boo, or maybe even 1 turn, right? If you start the fight out and that Fat Boo is in slot 3, or like, you know, slot 7, turn 3, insta transforms into Skinny Boo, you float him off. The second time he comes back on turn 6, you're Super Boo already. So that could definitely work. Because, you know, when I did the no-item run for Hybrid Saiyans, I had Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks coming out like 16, like every fight, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks was coming out. Like, I never thought those units would be transforming in Super Battle Road no-item attempts, but these fights just last so long. The enemies have so much health, despite the fact that you're doing such massive amounts of damage, that even for those units, and even with me using full Rainbow teams, you know, we are, you know, able to sort of get that far. So that's good. So here we sort of go over all the equips and stuff like that. Again, some of these characters like Mr. Boo, Majub, and AGL Golden Frieza, I certainly could have link leveled a bit more, right? Cold Judgment is the middle one in the second set of links, by the way. It is only link level 7. That obviously is one of his most important links, right? The extra defense is so crucial, and again, it works so well with that Tech Ultimate Gohan. The 2 of them work very well together. AGL Golden Frieza didn't really link level too much. I don't even have bronze equipment on him, but, you know, it is what it is. It's fine. Revived Warrior, no item run done. There's still a lot more stages to do. I might try Vegeta Family next. We'll see. Might maybe circle back around to Ginyu Force, Movie Hero, Super AGL, Extreme Tech. there's still a lot of stages to do. So, thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.